Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I have a new film to talk about coming out later this year, and that is called Instant Karma. Instant Karma ultimately follows around down on his luck rideshare driver Jeff as he unexpectedly runs into all the luck in the world as he magically gets new items in his car every single day. Beginning to wonder why this is happening, he looks into something called Instant Karma and what he could do to maybe control this newfound ability to his liking. I honestly came across this film by chance, as it was initially sent to my personal email address when I normally get all my PR-related stuff at my business email, but I'm glad that I did come across it, as this is a very interesting film, rich with deep-rooted themes of paying it forward, hence it being marketed as a feel-good fantasy film. The concept of this man magically finding items in his car based on his own actions towards other people is a fantastic literary tool to teach people a dozen different moral lessons, like do unto others as you would have them do unto you, like sacrifice for the greater good, and even the punishment of greed. I personally love when a film can approach these concepts while also being masked with its own plot. That being said, it's still a somewhat impractical film, because the structure of it works a lot better as, say, a short film with minimal dialogue, as it's much more of a fable, which might hold much more weight as a silent short film, where you can step into your car, you do something nice for somebody, and get rewarded every single time. And as you do this, you start to get a little bit greedy, and you want more and more, until suddenly you lose everything because of that greed. All of which can be done in something like a 10 to 12 minute long short film. And that would be much more weightier than the fable told in this movie, which contains most of those ideas, but it's incredibly watered down by a ton of dialogue and exposition. Not only that, but I don't fully think that they got the right idea across, especially with one of the characters. Our lead character, Jeff, is in a relationship with a girl named Sam, and Sam almost plays the role of the greedy character. She figures out what's going on in this car, and then she demands that her boyfriend go after more and more money, and then she belittles him and makes him feel like garbage when he doesn't do it, or even when he physically can't do it. Any other film that was looking to be symbolic in luck and karma, this character would eventually get what's coming to her in some form or fashion for being greedy, for being manipulative, and she doesn't really. Nothing bad really happens to her in this film at all, and I think that was a slight misstep, as I think the storytelling of the film misses out on conveying a message to the audience, at least partially. Besides that, I think that this film will appeal to those individuals that are a big fan of indie movies, as the concept isn't bad at all, and I did get pulled in pretty quick. I even sat there and I thought about the film after watching it, so I do consider it to be a bit thought-provoking. However, it's not for the common moviegoer. A big part of it does indeed feel student film-ish. A part of that was the constraints our filmmakers had in terms of filming it during a pandemic, but it also had to do with some performances feeling more amateur than believable. Again, none of this would have been an issue if it was a short film that focused more on the symbolic nature of the film than expository dialogue that at times felt repetitive. Let's go ahead and break down my final score. From a technical, unbiased perspective, I honestly love the symbolic nature of the film and its overall message of doing right by others and how you'll be rewarded for that. I thought that was commendable, and yeah, calling this feel-good makes sense because of that. But from a strictly technical vantage point, you're not going to outright notice a lot of aspects in terms of visuals, cinematography, editing choices, or the like. Even when you look at individual character development and growth characteristics of these people, again, you won't get a lot there. It was more about the premise of it than anything else, so this technical score isn't going to be very good. Maybe business as usual at best, cinematically monotonous at worst, but yeah, this score is 56%. My bias score is quite a bit higher than that, just because I did appreciate what they were going for. I was pulled into the story and the characters. I wanted to kind of see where everything would end up and the lessons that we'd learn overall. So I was entertained by it. So this score is 76%. And when we combine the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 66%, 66 out of 100 possible stars, or a C plus the letter grade. Guys, have you seen Instant Karma? If you have, let me know your general thoughts about it in the comment section down below. If you haven't seen it yet, let me know if you're planning on seeing it. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the